Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about two topics for the day. The first one being Democrat criminal Sam Bankman-Fried has now been set free. Had all of his charges dismissed, which is absolute bullshit entirely. The guy committed a shitload of fucking felonies on that whole thing. He should be in prison for the rest of his damn life for literally bribing politicians and giving a bunch of money to fucking random campaigns and stuff like that, not to mention stealing a shitload of fucking money from people that were investing in whatever the hell he was doing there in Wall Street or whatever was supposed to be there. Yeah, it's just a bunch of shit entirely, dude. And really it goes to show I've been talking about forever in this channel for the last few years now, which is that we are heading towards civil war in this country, period, in the story. And this is just accelerating the timeline even more now is what it is, honestly. Whether it be days, weeks, or months, it's just advancing the timeline now with this kind of crap is what it is there, man. So, I don't know. My best advice for civil war in this country in the next 4 to 6 months, basically, because it's probably going to happen sometime around then. But, anyway, the other topic of the day, obviously, is there was an attack at a Chipotle in North Carolina the other day over some chicken. Literally chicken. You had the worker, had these two customers who came in and they wanted extra chicken on their bowls or wraps, whatever it was there. And we're basically told, hey, it's going to cost you, X amount of dollars more because that's what it is. It's like X amount per scoop or whatever it is there. And they're like, no, fuck that. And started beating the shit out of this worker is what it was. And I almost guarantee how this whole thing went down was basically the interaction was this. You had the two criminals in the situation. They're not being charged with first and second degree battery and assault, which is fucking ridiculous. It should be charged with attempted murder at that point because they held this woman down and tried to beat her to death is what it is. And, or at least assume it's a woman. It might have been a guy. I'm not sure offhand. Either way, the Chipotle worker was held down and beaten is what it was. So, and what really pisses me off about the whole thing here is what it is that North Carolina is a stand your ground state, dude. Now, it's not a constitutional carry state, but it is an open carry state. And it is permitted carry. Anybody should have and could have stepped into that situation, killed both of these motherfuckers in self-defense for this person, and then simply waited for the cops to come. Which is what should have happened in the situation, honestly, dude. Honestly, really truthfully, the fact that you didn't have this is a real problem I have entirely with our whole bystander effect in this country, honestly, is you will have bystanders who will literally pull out their fucking phone and start recording something instead of jumping into the situation and beating the fuck out of the person that's starting to assault somebody is what it is, dude. If this was 50, 60, 70 years ago, you would have a literal dozen men kicking the fucking shit out of these people, dude. And stomping the fucking mud hole in their ass at that point. But the fact that now in 2023, going into 2024 here in a couple days, you have people that will sit there, 1, 2, 5, 10, whatever it was, pulling out their fucking phones and recording the shit. Because, I want to be the one that goes viral now. It's so fucking stupid, man. And that's why I'm saying, honestly, this is almost why we need laws on the books right now, where if you're going to do shit like that, you should be charged as an accessory after the fact is what it is then. Because you're actively doing nothing to stop it from happening. And you're openly trying to make it go viral is what it is then. And we all know, too, for that matter as well on this one, because as people put in the comment section of the whole thing here, if the race roles were reversed in the situation, if it was, two white people beating the fuck out of a minority employee there at Chipotle, it would be headline news right now. But because it was two black people doing the shit, nope, nothing. I have no idea if the worker was black, white, or otherwise for that matter either, by the way. Which is what people were saying. I'm assuming they were white, if that be the case. But, that's the whole point, dude. It's if that be the case it's more fucking black and white violence is what it is now in this country. So, anyway, we're going to go to discuss both of these topics, though. We'll discuss the Sam Bankman-Fried one here real quick is what it is. And then we'll get into the main meaty part of this episode, which is going to be the whole Chipotle thing. It says, just in, this is 4 hours ago, U.S. government has dropped 6 charges against crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried, including campaign finance violations and conspiracy to commit bribery charges. said making bribery with stolen money is fine as long as that money is going towards U.S. politicians. The SBF founder donated $100 million during the 2022 midterms, pouring tens of millions into dark money groups with using consumer funds. Said some of these groups were linked to Senate leaders, including Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer. And then there is a video here of piece of shit Maxine Waters literally blowing a kiss at this fucking idiot. You know damn well she got money from that too as well, dude. Like, truthfully, if we lived in a just society, dude, you would have Sam Bankman-Fried and every fucking Democrat he donated to literally at the fucking stage, man. And I'll leave it at that, really, is what it is. It really is time to just bring back frontier justice in this country, hardcore, when the Civil War kicks off in this nation, dude. Because here's the thing right now. We already know for a fact Democrats put political assassination on the table in 2024, is what it is. You know, they're already showing that shit. They'll stop at nothing to eliminate Trump from the fucking ballots at this point, if it means having to even kill the man. And who's to say that they wouldn't do the same thing to their own fucking party people, dude? Like, I wouldn't put it past them at all to do the same exact shit to Biden, for that matter, dude. To get somebody younger in there, whether it be Kamala or whether it be like another hand-picked successor or whatever the case be then. Where it's just like one day Biden just dies is what it is there, whatever the case be. And they're like, oh, he had a heart attack last night or something like that's what it is. Or, oh, he just died of old age or whatever the case be then. And then you just have Kamala being like, well, you know, now is this thing. I'm gonna like pick my, you know, fake ass VP or whatever then. And then just step down is what it'll be then. And whoever that person is will be the one running for office, and that's what it'll be then. So, who's to say who that's going to be? Hillary, Big Mike, aka Michelle Obama, Gavin Newsom, who the fuck knows, man? I don't know. I just feel like this country is getting worse and worse by the day is what it is. And it just shows more fuckery here is what it is, dude. It really does. It shows just the criminal mindset of how broken our system is right now, where you have these scumbag-ass criminals like that who literally should be awaiting death penalties in most cases is what it is, dude. Because you're literally bribing people to push for gun control, et cetera, there. To push for all kinds of shit you want. Your leftist ideology shit is what it is there, dude. Your communist crap is what it is. And you and they are not being arrested for is what it is. Like, that's the thing, right? We used to have a country where if you were taking bribes from someone and you were sitting in political power, dude, your ass is fucking being arrested and you're at minimum spending the next 15 to 20 years of your life in prison at that point then. But oh no, it's perfectly fine now. You know, and I'll tell you what, man. Founding father Ben Franklin had it right when he talked about how every couple hundred years you just need to purge government entirely. Very, very true at this point. And I think that's what we're seeing right now, honestly. I remember talking to Corey a couple weeks ago, for that matter, too, speaking of purging. Talking to Corey here in the last couple weeks is what it was. And I can't remember if this is one of the streams or not, but he was basically talking to me about some stuff, and we were discussing, the invasion of the southern border right now is what it is. And he was mentioning how, are they just creating a purge right now without actually just implementing the purge? And that's what it feels like, honestly. And the reason I say that is because you look at all these illegals coming over our border, and they're career criminals in many cases. They've done multiple crimes at this point. They've been deported multiple times already. And then they come back in and do more crime. There was one I heard about here in last couple weeks, actually. It happened down in Cincinnati, Ohio, actually. And it was this girl. I say girl, but she was like, I don't know exactly how old she was, but basically she was disabled. So she was a disabled woman. She like mentally disabled is what it was, mentally handicapped. Not sure if it was like Down syndrome or something else for that matter. But basically she had some kind of like mental disability is what it was. This piece of shit named Jermaine something or other, who was already a 5-time deportee from the United States of America, came back in a 6-time, came here to Ohio somehow, which I'm assuming is probably given flights and stuff like that, like they give all the time now is what it seems like when you have people literally going through airports and shit like that now. And there's just a line of fucking illegals being given a free plane ride is what it is to wherever. So I'm guessing they just dropped this guy off in Ohio is what it was, at some airport there is what it was. Found his way to Cincinnati, Ohio then. and raped this woman and then assaulted her after the fact. And it's like, bro, again, why do we not have on-the-spot executions in this country? Why do we not have on-the-spot death penalties in this country? Etc., etc. Because that's what that motherfucker deserves right now, dude. That dude shouldn't be breathing after that fucking day, honestly. Period. End of story. But yet he is. And now he's just sitting in Ohio prison someplace is what it is now. Awaiting trial. Wasting taxpayer dollars. Wasting my fucking money to pay for this piece of shit to get fucking 3 hots on a cot every day. And people wonder why I'm pissed off, dude. Like, nah, bitch. You bury this motherfucker under the goddamn prison and be done with it. And it's as simple as that, really. But anyway. So, yeah. So you got piece of shit Sam Bankman-Fried literally getting off with nothing. And bribing pretty much everybody's what it is there. And as this person here in the comment section said, we have learned a very important lesson today. It pays to have Democrat friends in high places. Could you imagine his sentence if the people he donated money to were conservative or Republican? Well, and that's the thing, right? That person that said that is actually assuming we don't have a uni party federally at this point, which is kind of what we do, honestly, dude, because it said it even there. You had him donating to both McConnell and Schumer at that point, dude. You have a Rhino and a Democrat there, if that were the case then. So, not to mention other Democrats, too, for that matter. But yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous entirely, dude. And then, like I said, going back to the other topic at the hand, here's what it is. We got 2 different things we're going to talk about, actually. Well, I got 2 different stories for this, actually. We got the New York Post one here that says North Carolina pair ruthlessly attacks Chipotle worker during dispute over extra food costs. And then we got the other one here from that Colin Rudd guy who said in his post here on X, said, new 2 suspects have been charged for beating up female Chipotle worker after the worker told them that extra chicken would cost more. Clown World. After words were exchanged between the two parties, the employee tried leaving the store when the man, who stands 6'3", cut her off and pushed her to the ground. The man, Jamal Bernard Williams, and the woman he was with, Kayla Nicole Pyle, continued to beat the employee and then fled the scene before police arrived. Williams, the guy, is being charged with assault and first-degree battery. Pyle was charged with assault and second-degree battery. Again, how is it not attempted murder, dude? Seriously. Any way you slice it, it's attempted murder at that point, dude. Not to mention, I would say, like, how would that be charged with false imprisonment for that matter, too, honestly, dude? Because this woman's trying to get herself out of the situation. Like, literally, this is one of the things even more fucked up, right? So Democrats that hate the Second Amendment, they will always push this shit, by the way, for the whole stand your ground stuff. Well, they'll be like, oh, you know, duty to retreat kind of shit, or whatever the case be. Like, she was literally trying to retreat in that situation, and these motherfuckers stopped her and tried to assault her, or essentially assault her after the fact is what it is then. In reality, had she been armed in the state of North Carolina, pulled her gun out in self-defense, and blown these motherfuckers' brains out, she'd have been justified in doing so, by the way, because North Carolina is, as far as I'm aware, a stand your ground state. Or at least castle doctrine, anyway. And the thing is, you actually have, and when you look at the North Carolina laws here, which I'm going to pull up here in a second, is what it is, it actually talks about you can do a defense of yourself or another, for that matter. So, yeah, here we got castle doctrine, stand your ground law, yes, and here's what it says here. It says, use of force in defense of person, relief from criminal or civil liability. A person is justified in using force, okay, except deadly force, okay. That's fucking gay as hell then, honestly, dude. But yeah, using force against another when and to the extent that the person reasonably believes that the conduct is necessary to defend himself or herself or another against others' imminent use of unlawful force. Okay, so even if you didn't lose deadly force, right? Like, you still could have fucking smashed their ass up, dude, is what it is. Like, you could have had like 10 guys in there just fucking, clock the shit out of these fucking people is what it is then, man. And beat them the way they're beating her is what it is then. So, however, a person is justified. Okay, here we go. There we go. However, a person is justified in the use of deadly force and does not have a duty to retreat in any place he or she has a lawful right to be if either of the following applies. 1, he or she reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another. 2, under circumstances permitted pursuant to SG 1451.2. Okay, so right there, they could have used deadly force on these motherfuckers. What it is, dude. You could have had any bystander pull a gun out and just blow these people away. Is what it is then, because they saw them beating. Like they literally saw the guy shove this woman to the ground, and then either him or the chick fucking held her down, or the other one started pummeling her ass at that point, dude. Like, nah, bro, you have every right to pull a gun and kill these people then, in self-defense. Like, what the fuck is up with our world anymore, dude? Like, why are people not arming themselves at this point? Seriously. You see shit like this every fucking day, man. And it seems like anymore, it's the exact same goddamn fucking piece of shit sun man types that are doing this stuff, and sun woman types for that matter as well. That will sit there and look for any reason to be justifiably violent, even when the violence is not justifiable at all. Like, seriously. I almost guarantee this is how this whole thing went, honestly. You had them walk up to the counter. We're like, yeah, let me get, whatever it was, a bowl or a wrap, whatever it was there. And they're like, and she the employee took out the thing and scooped up some chicken into it, what it was. And, obviously it's, they're told right there to put X amount on is what it is, dude, so they can make a decent profit off the shit is what it is there. And you probably have one of the two of them, either the guy or the girl, be like, hey, man, that's not enough chicken on there. Throw an extra scoop on there. And she's going to be like, an extra scoop's going to cost, $3 more, whatever it is then. Let's say that. And they're like, oh, that's some bullshit, man. And she's like, that's what it is, man. Like, what do you want? Do you want the extra scoop or not? You want to pay more money or not? That's probably how it went, honestly. And then she proceeded to try to leave because they were getting fucking violent is what it was then at that point, I'm assuming. And instead of them just letting her go, letting her get the fuck out of there, diffusing the situation. By the way, that's the thing. The female employee was attempting to diffuse the situation in the situation here by simply removing herself from the fucking equation of the restaurant. But instead, you have this fucking piece of shit guy, 6'3", huge ass motherfucker, push her to the fucking ground and start beating the crap out of her. His fucking girlfriend, or who the hell she is to him, jumped in on the shit too. This is why we can't have nice things in this country, dude, because of pieces of shit like this. This is why we can't have a high trust society. This is why we can't have a great America anymore. But I'll tell you what, bro. We are coming to a time in history again where you will see things change, and you will see America be made great again. Sorry, I had to do the hat change just because, we got to make America great again, man, seriously. And it's basically dealing with people the way they need to be dealt with, man, for real. Like, neither one of these people should ever see the light of day again is what it is, man. They should both be charged to the fullest extent of the law. If nothing else, I would say even charge them with more shit they've already charged them with at this point, including attempted murder, including false imprisonment, all that stuff like that. And then you simply, do what needs to be done there in North Carolina is what it is, man. So, anyway. But, yeah, that being said. Like I said before, this hat is a little bit, it's a problem being made in China and stuff like that. I think they use the Chinese head mold is what it is, and they have those small ass heads. Whereas us Americans have these huge heads. And yeah, this is made for definitely some Asian person, not a big old white boy like myself. So, yeah, anyway. Doesn't have the deep ass cone like the Ohio hat does, or like the Poland hat does. So, anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and check out some of the comments section here. Oh, by the way, here's a going back to this whole thing. You see that they actually show the pictures of these two pieces of shit. Here's what it is. That's the big ass fucking 6'3" guy right there, and that's his bitch right here is what it is. And as I said, obviously on there, I said they should both be charged with attempted murder. Also convenient this happened in one of the 20-ish states that doesn't have constitutional carry on the books yet. And then you had Right Angle News Network say, all of this over some extra chicken. This is what our world has turned into. These types of people will use any excuse to use violence on others. Doesn't matter what the employee said. You don't do this to them over some fucking chicken. I had the fucking, obviously. That's what it really is, honestly. And then this Paul guy said, if the assailant was white, this would be national news and there would be BLM marches everywhere. But since it's not, it'll be ignored by mainstream media. Left wants you to forget this. Forget the disproportionate amount of violent crimes perpetrated by minorities in this country. Yes, it is. And specifically one minority is what it is, actually. One that makes up less than 30% of the population, actually. Yeah, commits over 50% of the crime is what it is here. So, you know. And what's crazy about that, you think about it, right? Like, it's like 12-something% of the population, dude. Like 12.7% of what they have there, or whatever it is there. It's not even the 12.5%, dude, either. It's like 6% or something. Like, it might be less than that. It might be like 3 or 4%, actually. So it's like 1/3 to 1/2 of that population in this country accounts for half the fucking homicides and stuff. Like, what the fuck, bro? It really does make you wonder, honestly. Like, it makes you sit there and be like, that's pretty fucking retarded. But it happens. So, yeah, just wild shit, man. Actually, another story I kind of want to touch on here is what it is, since we didn't do Freedom Friday yesterday, which I'm sorry about that, actually. I was going to do that last night, and then I'll tell you what, I was sitting here, and I don't know if it's just because my sleep schedule is all fucked up recently or what it was, but I was literally sitting here, getting a little cold, threw one of the blankets over my shoulders, and I was just like nodding in and out, I was actually trying to play the game at the time for a couple minutes to do some stuff or whatever, and literally fell asleep during that and woke up like right before reset for that game is what it was at 7 o'clock last night, and then spent about 15 minutes doing some stuff and proceeded to literally just go to bed. Then is what it was. Till about 2:30 this morning is what it ended up being then. So, yeah. I think my body is just telling me, like, hey, it's time to get real sleep again is what it is there. I might be fighting off an infection, too, if I'm not mistaken, of some kind. So, you know, again, I apologize for not doing the last Buckshot Thursday or Freedom Friday of the year this week. But again, it is what it is, man. It's not... Like, it is somewhat on me, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, I give you guys other streams and stuff to make up for it. Obviously, like this one right now is what it is. So, which we may do a Stand Your Ground Saturday, and I'm not sure if that'd be the case. Like, that might be what the last Freedom Friday turns into tonight, or whatever the case be. Might just be like a Stand Your Ground Saturday or something like that in like a few hours or something. I'm debating right now if I want to. Like, here's the thing right now. If I'm still awake, like, this is the real problem, obviously, because the time I would want to do it would be directly competing with NEA stream is what it is, around like 7 o'clock tonight would be there. And then, obviously, if I do it after that, it's going to be 10:30, 11 o'clock my time. Or I do it before that, and it would be, you know, still like 5 or 6 my time is what it is there. So it's just like, and again, I'm not sure, you know, given who would want to pop in, then that's not be the case. Because again, I got to look at other time zones in this country right now, because obviously I'm on the one that's like the highest forward is what it is. Whereas you got people like Honda who are, you know, a couple hours behind my ass. Same thing with Matt for that matter. I think, and I'm pretty sure, I want to say Texas is like an hour behind Ohio timeline wise. So they'd be like, if it would be 6 o'clock here, it'd be 5 there. I can't remember if Colorado's the same way, or if it's even like 2 hours behind us, it would be then. And then obviously California and stuff like that, who want shot right on the panel, it would be 3 hours behind us then. So it would be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. That's what it would be. So, yeah, it just sucks, man, honestly, because it would be nice to discuss with some people stuff like that, but of course, I can't do that because it's fucking like if I were to send those guys links right now, like some of these dudes in California, it's like 11:30 in the morning right now, dude, in California. So it's not even noon yet. But yeah, just ridiculous either way. But yeah, I do want to. I actually want to talk about two things here. You got pieces of shit at Wall Street Journal saying, "Shocker, Sandy prevails in New York," talking about piece of shit Hunkle vetoing 2 pieces of legislation. One that would have actually hurt the state more is what it is, which basically wants to take more taxation on people is what it is there. And the other one, as far as I'm aware, that wouldn't have actually hurt the state at all. It would have hurt Kathy Hunkle's pocketbook financially is what it would have been, which is this particular story right here, which is Governor Kathy Hunkle vetoes Grieving Families Act. For those who don't know what the Grieving Families Act is in New York State there, from what I was looking into with this article, basically goes into a whole thing about how here you go. Yeah, the act would expand financial damages to families who lost loved ones in wrongful death lawsuits in the state. Wrongful death lawsuits. Interesting. You mean how the ones that Andrew Cuomo and Kathy Hunkle caused in 2020 when they literally blew people's lungs out with respirators and ventilators and shit like that, dude? In hospitals everywhere? Where they committed mass genocide against hundreds of thousands of families and stuff like that? And killed millions of New Yorkers at the time to where they lost an entire congressional seat because of that? Or is it the people like the would-be fathers who had their children snuffed out at Planned Parenthoods and other abortion clinics in New York State up to moment of birth because of pieces of shit like Kathy Hunkle and Andrew Cuomo, where they could have sued for wrongful death on that one, dude, for the murder of their unborn child is what it is? Or is it people who, get killed wrongfully by the cops in New York State and try to sue for a big-ass payday because their family was murdered by the fucking police is what it is? Or is it all of it, honestly? Kathy Hunkle is a fucking demon, dude. She has been always what it is. The fact that this woman is a sitting governor right now is a slap in the face of this entire country. She, Andrew Cuomo, Mike DeWine, trying to think who else was in office then back in 2020. Phil Murphy, Gretchen Whitmer, Janet Mills, Gavin Newsom, Kate Brown, Jay Inslee, and a whole bunch of others should have already been charged with crimes against humanity in this country. They should have already been hit with crimes against humanity, seriously, for the shit they all pulled in 2020 as either sitting governors or sitting lieutenant governors at the time. And I would say all the people underneath them, too, for that matter, that were lieutenant governor at the time, that refused to actually impeach their ass at that point and take over the reins, whether it be the John Husteds of the world, whether it be the Garland Gilchrist of the world, etc. Doesn't know who that guy is. It's the lieutenant governor of Michigan there, who is literally a dude that fucking Whitmer just like walks around to be her fucking, essentially minority vote getter is what it is there, because he's a black dude. So, which, shouldn't matter, honestly, but that's the thing that Democrats love to do, by the way. They, especially the white liberal Democrats is what it is, dude. That's what Nan Whaley pulled last year, actually, when she was running for governor of Ohio. Here's what it was, where her lieutenant governor was some black woman up in Cleveland is what it was there. Because she's like, need to get the minority vote somehow. Oh, here, let me pick this random nobody because of her fucking race. And it's like, Jesus Christ, you fucking racist bitch. So, but yeah, they love to do that kind of crap is what it is, dude, in the Democrat Party. Where they'll get like, just some rando is what it is there, who doesn't even have, like, even Hunkle did that for that. Now think about it, actually, come to think of it, yeah, Kathy Hunkle did that same shit too, as when she was running for governor there of New York, dude, last year. Or, wait, was it last year or a couple years ago? Yeah, sorry, it was a couple years ago. She succeeded Cuomo when he resigned and stuff like that, and disgrace is what it was there. When she took over as governor for the rest of Cuomo's term then, before the 2022 midterms, her immediate thing was to pick some black dude out of the General Assembly there in New York State to be her lieutenant governor. And then, shocker, it turned out that guy was a fucking hardcore criminal and ended up being arrested for a shitload of embezzlement and stuff like that in the last year or so. So it's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, it just, again, it blows my ass away, dude. Like, just how much fucking insanity they're allowed to get away with in this situation over here. But yeah, going back to the Hunkle thing for that Grieving Families Act, it said, this is the second time Hunkle has vetoed the bill. Says it introduces, quote, significant unintended consequences, and it would most likely lead to more expensive insurance premiums. Says earlier this year, Kevin Cushing and his wife, who lost their son in the, I'm not sure how to pronounce this word, Skahuli limo crash, pushed for this to pass. And Hunkle says she's open to continue working towards finding a better solution. Then actually sign the goddamn legislation into place, you stupid bitch. Like, that's the fucking solution. Sign a thing so people can sue for wrongful death. When people fucking kill their family members, they should be able to sue the fucking state, what it is, lady. So, and your ass should be on the hook for it, bitch. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It really is. This one from the Associated Press I thought was kind of interesting, too. I do want to read this as well, because we got different laws about to take effect here in the beginning of the year is what it is. States set to enact new laws on guns, pornography, taxes, and even fuzzy dice. I'm assuming for the fuzzy dice thing, because you're seeing from the mirror there, it'd be distracted driving, maybe. That would make sense to me, honestly. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and read this for a minute here. It says, fuzzy dice will finally be free to dangle in Illinois. Okay, so it's opposite of that, actually. So starting Monday, police there no longer will be allowed to pull over motorists solely because they have something hanging from the rearview mirror or of the windshield. See, again, that to me, honestly, is sort of, you know. So that even means air fresheners, parking placards, and even those dice that are fair game to hang on there. And again, like, this goes to be a thing of, like, you know, like I said, it's distracted driving is what it is, or it's even like, I don't know if I really consider it like distracted driving per se, but it's more like obstructed view is what it would be then. And that's the exact reason why these laws become a thing, dude, because people have been, you know, it's like, you'll either be like, you know, trying to look out the window or whatever the case, but you got something hanging to where you can't fully see oncoming traffic or whatever the case be because it's obstructing your view and stuff. So I almost disagree with that one entirely, dude, because it's like, yeah, you're actually hurting people more on that one by having that shit up in your windshield and stuff like that, or hanging from your rear mirror is what it is, actually. That being said, should that be like offense for the cops to be able to pull you over because of that shit or whatever the case be? It's kind of hard to say on that one. And I say that obviously because Ohio recently passed a thing where it's the whole distracted driving thing and like look at your phone and shit like that. Where now if you're under the age of 18, that's primary offense to pull teenagers over and stuff like that. Where if you're over the age of 18, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if it actually went into effect for them too now or not or something. But I know for a fact that's like the first offense or whatever for that is like a small ticket or something, and then it starts going to like actual jail time with like a second, third, and etc. as what it would be then for repeat offenders and stuff like that. So yeah. I don't know. It's just fucking, like I said, it's hard to say, man. But anyway, it said, it said, revised Illinois windshield rule is one of hundreds of new laws taking effect with the new year across states in the U.S. While some may seem a bit pedestrian, others have real practical effects or touch on controversial issues such as restricting of weapons and medical treatments for transgender people. So by the way, what they're talking about, the whole transgender shit there, dude, they're literally talking about stopping kids from having fucking trans surgeries that would sterilize them permanently. Go fuck yourself, Associated Press, you douchebags. Anyway, it's as though the original Illinois windshield law was meant to improve roadway safety, which is what I'm saying there is what it is, dude. So that came to be seen by some as an excuse to pull over drivers. Said new law still prohibits objects that obstruct a driver's view, but it forbid law enforcement officers from conducting stops and searches solely based on the suspected violation. Yeah, I would actually agree with that one if that be the case then, dude, because it's you have to have something more than that's what it would be then. You know, and honestly, I look at this honestly, truthfully, if we're gonna look at it like that perspective of stuff is like that, It's more like the whole window tint bullshit that I've, been against forever is what it is here, where they're like, oh, your factory tinted window is too tinted for us to see who's actually driving. So? Who fucking cares, dude? Like, find another reason to pull them over, asshole. Fuck you, cops. Seriously. So, anyway. Let's see. Going back to that one, though, it said, with the new law, it says we are sending a powerful message that the state does not tolerate. Yeah, of course they're going to make it racial profiling or other forms of discrimination, said Democrat State Senator Christopher Belt. How much you want to bet this guy's black? I almost guarantee this dude's black or some kind of minority. Oh, shocker! I was fucking right. Of course I was fucking right, dude. Because that's the thing. What do black Democrats love to do every chance they fucking get, dude? They play the race card because it's the only fucking card in their goddamn deck, dude. They got nothing else to fucking stand on. Literally nothing to stand on. No argument to actually stand on there, so let's play the fucking race card and fucking claim racism and racial profiling. Fuck you, Christopher Belt, you piece of shit. Fucking asshole. So another new Illinois law seeks to stifle a more modern form of distracted driving by prohibiting people from participating in video conferencing or scanning social media while behind the wheels. This is what Ohio's already passed. Here's what it is there. Let's see. We got guns and pornography. Several states have new laws relating to guns and online activity. Said a Minnesota law will allow authorities to ask courts for extremist protection orders, so ERPOs, red flag laws, to temporarily take guns from people deemed an imminent threat to others or themselves. Minnesota will be the 20th state to enact a red flag law. By the way, all 20 states are unconstitutional as fuck, dude. And I also want to point something out. There are more constitutional carry states than there are red flag law states, with at least 2 of them having both, being Florida and Illinois. Or, sorry, being Florida and Indiana. Not Illinois, but Illinois obviously has a red flag law. They don't have constitutional carry is what it is. Yeah, Indiana has constitutional carry. They also had red flag laws before it, and they haven't got rid of red flag laws what it is yet. Same thing with Florida. Like, truthfully, at this point, what DeSantis and the current governor of Indiana need to do is simply take out the red flag bullshit from their states, dude, and be like, hey, remember that 20 that you had like a couple minutes ago? Fuck you, we're down to 18 now, bitch. And just be done with it like that. That'd be fucking great, man. And then, but we still got 27, 28 constitutional carry states, bitches. Fuck off. So, anyways, Colorado will become one of a dozen states banning so-called ghost guns. New law prohibits firearms that are assembled at home or 3D printed without serial numbers, practices that have allowed owners to evade background checks. You mean allow people to not have a fucking Hitlerian gun roster on the books is what you really mean, douchebags. So it does make me wonder on that one, though. Like, what about people who already have those things? What about people right now who are literally building out, like 3D printing a lower right now or something like that, dude? Right? Like say I lived in Colorado right now, and in the next, I don't know, 24 hours or so, 26 hours, whatever it is, till midnight, obviously on the January 1st is what it be, when it takes effect is what it be there. I have a 3D printer, and I 3D print, I don't know, 20 lowers. I don't know how long it actually takes to 3D print any of them, all for that matter, dude. It probably is way longer than that, obviously, but yeah. Let's go ahead and say I have a 3D printer, and I'm 3D printing a bunch of, I don't know, Glock frames or something, or a bunch of fucking, AR lowers and stuff like that. Depending on how long they would take to do, obviously, if it's a few hours or like a day or whatever it is there. So it might just be like one or something, or could, like I said, it could be a bunch, honestly. But yeah, who's to say I don't, or even the same way of things, who's to say I'm not a rich motherfucker in that state? I don't have like 20 3D printers going all at the same time, and they're each 3D printing their own frames is what it is there, dude. So now I do that before the law takes effect. Am I now considered a criminal come January 1st? Because I now have 20 3D printed lowers that at the same time I potentially have already built out into firearms at that point then. Because I would have all the material ready to go and stuff like that to make like actual functioning firearms and stuff. I shouldn't be at all. No. But I guarantee that's how Colorado's going to look at it, honestly, dude. Somebody that would do that kind of stuff. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, you're a criminal. And again, who's to say people haven't had the... And the thing is, too, about the right, okay. So this is where Fourth Amendment rights violations become a huge thing as well, for that matter. Because you have them potentially going after people who already built out stuff in the state of Colorado. But yet, at the same time, those people could have had that thing for a year, 2 years, 5 years, for that matter now. While it's still legal currently. But now you got the fucking asshole piece of shit Democrats passing unconstitutional bullshit laws at a state level there to restrict people's freedoms, is what it is, dude. While not doing anything to go after real criminals, is what it is there. And so making criminals out of law-abiding people, is what it is there. So, anyway. It says U.S. Supreme Court declined to block Illinois assault weapons ban that goes into effect Monday now, which would be banning of, quote, high-powered semi-automatic rifles and high-capacity magazines, aka standard-capacity magazines, which is literally, I believe, anything over 10 rounds, which technically, obviously, would be something like this right here. That's a 17-round mag for my Taurus. So, anyway. But yeah. See, it said, but a federal judge recently blocked a California law that would have banned carrying concealed weapons in many public places. Several state laws devolve into acceptance online activities. A new Connecticut law requires online dating operators to adopt policies for handling harassment reports by or between users. Jesus fucking Christ. A North Carolina law would require pornographic website operators to confirm viewers are at least 18 years old by using commercially available database. So literally creating Hitlerian rosters is what it is there for people. Said law lets parents sue companies if their child were to access a porn site. Another new Illinois law would allow lawsuits from victims of deepfake pornography in which videos or images are manipulated without their consent. I actually agree with that one, to be honest with you. Like, not Illinois, obviously, but like just in general across the board. Like, that should be a federal thing anyway right now. So the real problem with the first one, though, that the verifying users' age and stuff like that, is you're essentially creating like real IDs at that point, dude. You're forcing people to basically prove some 18-year-old user before they use their site. And it's like, the thing about it is, though, that shit's easily defeated as fuck, dude, because all you have to do is basically just use a VPN then. That's in Ohio or something like that, for an IP address in Ohio or fucking any other state for that matter. Because you're from Alaska or something like that when you go to that site, dude. Like, again, the problem with any of that technology stuff like that, dude, is what it is. Like, it's easily defeatable is what it is there. So, yeah, people are going to do what they want to do, man. Like, really goes back on the whole thing with the porn site thing is, dude, it's like, be a better parent, man. Like, stop giving your fucking 10-year-old an iPad every fucking day, dude. Like, that's what it really is. Like, stop being a fucking iPad parent and having the iPad be the fucking babysitter for your kid and actually be a fucking parent to your child. If they're going to be a piece of shit, discipline is what it is, man. Seriously. Like, stop being fucking absentee parents, people. You're just creating worse and worse generations what it is now. And that's why you're not being a bunch of assholes now is what it seems like. Anyway, then we got LGBTQ plus issues that over the past few years have been a major push for conservatives to restrict access to, quote, gender-affirming treatments on transgender minors. Yeah, you mean stop kids from being sterilized, you fucking douchebags. Said bans are on the books in 22 states, including some where, okay, right there, okay, right? Bans on the book in 22 states, dude. So you have more states banning fucking kids from being sterilized through trans surgeries than you have red flag law states in this country. So including some where judges have paused enforcement as they consider challenges to the policies, new bans on access to minors, to puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and surgery. I love how they lie about this, which is rare. No, it's not actually, assholes. Fucking transgender surgeries on kids, dude, are becoming the norm at this point. It's why you have people suing the shit out of Kaiser Permanente and other places like that for giving fucking 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, etc. fucking double mastectomies, dude. In the last 5 to 10 years, what it is here. So yeah, it's fucking liar. A bunch of liars, AP. Fuck you. Scumbag ass mainstream media. So new bans, all that stuff though, are scheduled to take effect on January 1st in Idaho, Louisiana, and West Virginia. West Virginia law contains an exemption. And this is basically what Ohio was going to have in it too if Dickhead DeWine hadn't vetoed it the other day. Says teens would still access treatment with parental consent and a diagnosis of severe gender dysphoria from 2 doctors. That's not quite what Ohio's was. Ohio's is basically something along the lines of if you would take these kids off of various stuff, like you took a girl off testosterone or a boy off estrogen or whatever it was there, and it would force them to be like suicidal and shit like that, then you would be able to still keep them on as well to be there. So, which I think is fucking stupid, honestly, because it's like, yeah, you're actually making them more suicidal, but on the fucking first place, dude, because you're fucking up their hormones and stuff with cross-sex hormones and shit. So, anyway. So while many Republican-led legislators have imposed restrictions, many Democrat-dominated states have responded with transgender protections, aka little pedophile shit is what it is there. Law taking effect Monday in Hawaii requires new marriage certificates to be issued to people who request to change their how their sex is listed. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. So the state is also replacing gender-specific terms in state law, including mother, being replaced with birthing parent and father being replaced with non-birthing parent. Jesus, fuck you, Hawaii. Like, dude, that whole fucking place should have just become a goddamn fucking grease spot on the fucking pavement at this point, dude. When the whole fire thing happened from that direct energy weapon a while ago. Like, we'd be better off with Florida United States at this point, man. Can we just annex Hawaii out of our fucking thing entirely, dude, and make a different 50th state? That'd be the case, dude, for this kind of shit, seriously. Let's see. In Colorado, new buildings, wholly or partially owned by government entities, will be required to have on every floor where there is public restrooms at least one that does not specify gender for the users. So basically, all sex bathrooms is what you're saying on that one, or like family bathrooms, which already happens to be in most states anyway. You jackasses, fucking retarded, dude. So it's a conservative push on LGBTQ plus policies has also come with efforts to keep certain books out of schools, public libraries. Indiana law taking effect makes it easier for parents and others to challenge books in school libraries. By contrast, new Illinois law would block state funding for public libraries that ban or restrict books. Yeah, shocker. Illinois, a state that is led by a literal fucking child molester in J.B. Pritzker, wants to make it easier to confuse children and groom them so that he can later fuck them. Fuck you, Pritzker, you fucking piece of shit. Scumbag. Anyways, it's taxes and wages. We got new wage increases everywhere, is what it seems like anyway. I was trying to see if they would throw Ohio in here at all, but I know Ohio does have a tax increase coming, is what it is here. For our state minimum wages would be then. So, yes, this new year brings a variety of new laws and taxes and wages. So more than 20 states will raise minimum wages for workers, further widening the gap between state requirements and federal minimum wage, which has been in a static at $7.25 an hour since 2009. So here's the thing, right? There's a reason for that. The federal minimum wage thing, that X amount of money there is what it is, dude. And it's because they already know that states are just going to pass their own shit and make it more than that. Like that. And again, that's the whole point, dude. Like this is what pisses me off about people in general. They're talking about minimum wage and stuff like that, dude. The entire term minimum wage is just that. It's the minimum you can be paid because the work you are doing is minimum at best in many cases. Like, there's a reason why minimum wage is things for fast food workers and stuff like that, dude. Jobs that are meant to be for high school kids, not fucking adults that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, etc. that try to use it as a full-time job when it's only meant to be a part-time job for a high school or a college kid to make some shit for their resume for better fucking employment later on. It's not meant to be a job that raises a family on, for God's sakes. But that's the problem. People treat it as that now, and they're just like, this is why minimum wage should be $20 an hour. Now you got California cutting out fucking delivery drivers and stuff like that in many places like Pizza Huts and shit. The top of the other day is what it was there. Or you have McDonald's saying, hey, good luck. Now our food costs are going to go up like triple what it is now. So, yeah, it's fucking stupid, dude, entirely. You can always vote for is what it is, literally, on that situation, man. What dumbass Democrat policies in place, you get dumbass Democrat shit in place is what it is there, man. Anywho, yeah, so several states, the minimum wage will more than double the federal minimum wage rate. It says Maryland's minimum wage will be set at $15 an hour. In New Jersey, it will be $15.13 an hour for most employees. Connecticut, where you have $18 an hour Big Mac meals, is now going to be $15.69 per hour. So you have to work at least 2 hours just to afford a fucking Big Mac meal at McDonald's there, dude, in Connecticut. That's pathetic right there, honestly, dude. New York City, $16 an hour. So though it will be $15 in most of the rest of the state. California's new statewide minimum wage will increase, will raise to $16 an hour. That should be $20 an hour, actually. I think they fucked up on that one, dude, because, yeah, California's supposed to be $20 an hour now is what it is. And then Washington, the minimum rate will be $16.28 an hour. It says residents in some states will gain money by paying less in taxes, continuing a 3-year trend in which nearly every state is reduced, rebated, or suspended some type of broad-based taxation. In Kansas, the sales tax on groceries will drop from 4% to 2%. In its next step towards eventual elimination, producing a savings of $208 annually for a family spending an average of $200 a week on groceries. Says over 1 million tax filers are exempted to benefit from Connecticut's first income tax rate reduction since the mid-90s. Said lower income workers and retirees also stand to benefit from expanded tax breaks. Missouri will also reduce its income tax rate while expanding tax exemptions on Social Security benefits and military pay. Businesses will be able to claim tax credits for hiring interns and apprentices. Alabama will exempt overtime pay from the state's income tax, though that lasts only until June 2025 unless renewed by lawmakers. Interesting. Okay, I gotta read this story though, man, because I just saw that pop up in the feed. There's what it is. Let's see here what all the ones. See, we got retirements. Could tip control of House majority. Republicans. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. So fucking dumb. Stop retiring, Republicans, damn it. And then you got this fucking piece of shit right here, the Secretary of State of Maine, taking Trump off the ballot. Democrats giving up on democracy. We're not like fucking democracy. You're a constitutional republic. Y'all take a fucking oath to it, you sons of bitches. See, then we got U.S. carrier strike group makes light work of rebel attack. Let's see what else we got here. Secretary of State rules Trump ineligible. Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Don Jr., Alex Jones, etc. weigh in. Delaware rep wants to loosen requirements for medical weed. Let's see, what was the other one there? 24 American customs that just made no sense to the rest of the world. That's a whole other thing itself. Let's see, we got permanent alimony and abortion. A look at some of the most impactful laws passed in Florida in 2023. Interesting. And of course, you got the USA Today thing. After pushing push-up challenge, Ramaswamy says the time to fix systematic racism has long. Let's pull this up right now. Passed. Yeah, true, actually. There's a systematic racism in this country. We are going to read this article, though, which is Ohio prosecutor warns robbers should expect to be shot after store manager charged in killing. Says an Ohio County prosecutor warned thieves they should expect to be shot when targeting retail stores after indicting a smoke shop manager charged in connection to a fatal shooting of a teenager during an attempted robbery in the Cincinnati area earlier this year. Not surprising, that's fucking Cincinnati, Hamilton shithole area. That's fucking Soros prosecutors, pretty much what it is there. Yes, Hamilton County prosecutor Melissa Powers filed charges on Tuesday against Tony Traker, manager of VIP Smoke Shop in DeLee Township, for the October 20th shooting, according to a news release from prosecutor's office. He better be fucking let go on that one. That's bullshit, dude, entirely. Political persecution entirely on this bullshit, dude. So grand jury indicted the guy on 8 counts, including 5 felonious assault charges, tampering with evidence, and 2 counts of having weapons. Okay, that's why. Having weapons while under disability, as he was not prohibited to possess a firearm due to a felony. There we go. Felony juvenile adjudication. So that just should have had a rights restoration years ago is what it is, dude. Again, this is the kind of shit we're trying to fight for here in our subgroups for the network is what it is, dude. Specifically in our door group, that would be Defenders of Highlands Rights is what it is. If we can ever get lawyers on the books and be able to have them on retainers, would it be then? So, yeah, that's still BS entirely, dude. So you're basically charging a guy because he's like, okay, I'm not going to let fucking criminals come in here and steal my fucking shit. I don't care if I'm actually a so-called convicted felon as a child as well. Like, fuck your laws, basically, is what he said on that one. And now he's being charged with a bunch of shit is what it is here, dude. It says Tony, 29. Oh, there we go. Who lived in the back of the smoke shop, emerged from the area just after 1 a.m. on October 20th with a firearm and allegedly shot at a number of suspects who broke into the store by throwing rocks through the windows to gain entry. He fired off multiple shots at the would-be robbers, including 16-year-old Travis Johnson, who was fatally wounded while trying to flee the scene in a stolen vehicle, according to news release. Okay, so this is the guy right here, this dude with the beard here. This is the actual manager guy who's being charged with a bunch of shit because he was technically under disability, whatever the case be. Which, again, is absolute bullshit. This guy should have had rights restoration years ago, what it is, dude. And that's really the problem with our country entirely, is the whole, 2A rights restoration in this country, is it's not by default after X amount of time, which it should be, honestly. Like, if you're, like, here's my thing, right? Like, you had the guy be a juvenile adjudication, which means he was under the age 18 at the time of that whole thing. I'm going to look that up, actually, for the state of Ohio and see what it pulls up as here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and read this for a minute now, because this does seem like bullshit entirely here, dude. Okay, so let's see what this says here for this one. Okay. See, disproportionate child adjudicated delinquent. Okay, child who is adjudicated a delinquent child for committing an act that would be a felony if committed by an adult is eligible. Here you go. Eligible for a particular type of disposition under the section if the child's case was not transferred under the different thing arise code. If the complainant, indictment, or information charging the act includes one or more of the following factors, the act is considered to be enhanced. Child is eligible for more restrictive thing under thing. Since the act charged against the child would be an offense of violence if committed by an adult. Number 2, during the commission of an act charged, a child used a firearm, displayed a firearm, brandished a firearm, indicated or indicted that the child possessed firearm or actually possessed a firearm. 3, child previously was admitted to a Department of Youth Service facility for commission of an act that would be aggravated murder, or a felony of the first, second degree if committed by adult. Okay, so that's all the stuff that they basically would charge this guy as that thing as a minor and stuff like that, which kind of makes you wonder, honestly, right? Was he involved in beating the shit out of somebody as a teenager? Did he have a gun as a teenager? Did he murder somebody as a teenager? Okay. If any of that is the case, then why is he out of prison right now, dude? Why was he not simply charged as an adult back then? And, whatever then. Or is it just your laws are bullshit, dude, is what it is? Which is what it seems like to me, honestly, at this point. So, yeah, bunch of crap entirely, dude. So let's see. You have this 29-year-old guy, Tony, here, shooting and killing this 16-year-old who... This was even more fun to me in general, though, dude, right? Because, okay, say this dude wasn't prohibited at all from being in then, and then they try to charge him with a bunch of shit after the fact or whatever, dude. They literally broke into this man's home. Even, this is the problem again, going back to the whole, laws interacting with each other kind of thing is what it is there. Because you got this guy being a perfect person and stuff like that. Yet, meanwhile, on the flip side of the coin, he has castle doctrine / stand your ground aside. So it's like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, it's a bunch of shit entirely, dude. And like I said, honestly, if I was a multimillionaire right now and we actually had lawyers on our retained for our one org dude, we would actually take this guy's case ourselves right now, legitimately, and try to get him to be try to basically restore his rights is what it is, so they couldn't charge him with this bullshit then. So anyway. Yeah, of course you had this fucking piece of shit cunt, Melissa Powers, falsely claiming there is simply no justification for shooting at someone that are running away. However, I want to make perfectly clear these retail thefts will not be tolerated. If they try to rob a store, you should expect to be shot. Then why are you fucking charging Tony, bitch? Like, what the fuck, Melissa? Fuck you, ho. Like, seriously, man. I'm gonna look this woman up right now, actually, dude. Oh, of course. Of course. She's some white liberal cunt, dude. I want to see what her, political party. What is political party here? Oh, she's Republican. Interesting. So she's a rhino sack of shit is what it is then, dude. I'm surprised by that, honestly, given that Hamilton County is fucking hardcore Cincinnati Democrats is what it is there. Yeah, she won by 50,000 votes is what it was there in 2016. And then, Okay, well, that's even more retarded then. Okay, how is she doing this if she left off? So yeah, she's charging this guy while only being in office for another day, dude. Tomorrow she's leaving office. So it's like, what the hell, woman? It's a bunch of BS, dude. Like, how are you even charging this dude and putting him in front of a jury and stuff like that while you're not even going to be a fucking prosecutor after tomorrow, woman? Fucking stupid, man. His prosecutor's office said that Tony, let's see where right now. Okay, so he shot at the kids as they were running away. Criminal teens as they were running away, I should say. So prosecutor's office then said that he ran to the front of the store and continued to shoot through the front door at the remaining suspects, including a 19-year-old named and Monte Carter. I can only assume that's a black kid, honestly, because I'm sure I'm bastardizing that kid's name. Let's see, here we got $1 million bond for man charged with murder in Delaware County. That was 2 days ago. Police, 4th arrest made after breaking at that shop. That was December 14th of this year. We're going to go ahead and grab both of these articles, actually. We'll read some more about this whole thing. So, yeah, because here's my thing about the whole thing, right? Every single one of these guys that were involved in that should be the ones being charged. They should be charged with felony murder role at this point, dude. So, yes, there's 4 suspects charged this week in connection with deadly break-in. I went to court Thursday and Friday. Bond was set at $1.25 million Thursday for the final suspect to be arrested, which was Messiah Hart, 18. So Delaware County and Delaware County and Cincinnati Police Fugitive Task Force took into custody early Wednesday. In Claremont County, said Hart was among suspects who police say broke into the VIP smoke shop on October 20th. Earlier this week, Hamilton County Prosecutor Melissa Powers announced indictments against 3 others. Tony Tracker. Okay, they fucked up that guy's age, obviously, on that one, because that dude's 29, not 19. Who's the store manager, his brother. Malia Tracker, and then Anton Carter, 19. That's, Okay, now I'm fucking confused, dude, because this here says that this guy is supposed to be 29. Yeah, it says Tracker 29, who lived in the back of the smoke shop, killed 16-year-old Travis Johnson, and then the guy who was arrested most recently was 19. Yeah, I think somebody fucked up on that one, dude. Anyway, it says Tony, who is the manager of the store, is charged with 5 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of having weapons of disability, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. Let's see. Malika Tracker faces 2 counts of tampering with evidence. Carter is charged with murder, burglary, criminal trespass, resisting arrest, attempt, and theft. Said same 3 suspects also already are scheduled to return to court in early January. A scheduling conference is overseen by common pleas judges Wendy Cross and Alan Teagues. Says Tony was living in the back of the store at the time of the break-in. Prosecutors said earlier this week he heard glass break and came from the back of the store with a gun. Saw several suspects, including 16-year-old Travis Johnson and Carter, come inside and started firing the gun. According to Melissa Powers, the prosecutor there, the suspects ran into stolen vehicles. Okay, so there you go, right? So, okay, here's the problem I have that, right? So this Carter guy, who is the fucking black guy here is what it is facing murder, burglary, criminal trespass, resisting arrest, and attempt and theft, yet he's not being charged with stolen vehicles / Grand Theft Auto. And neither are the other ones, it seems like. Even though, as they were saying there, these guys were running back to multiple stolen vehicles while they were fleeing the scene, dude. My guess is there's some Kia boy shit, honestly, at that point, dude. Where they stole some Kias or Hyundais or whatever it was, probably. And then used those to help break into the guy's shop was what was there. So yeah, you have these assholes who are already committing multiple fucking felonies here, going up against a guy who said, fuck your rules, fuck your bullshit. I don't care if I'm on disability or not, dude. I'm going to buy a gun and protect my fucking shop, protect my business, what it is here. So everybody involved in the situation was some kind of a felon, including the guy who used stand your ground is what it was. Again, like, it's a bunch of shit, man. Like, it really is, honestly. So yeah, we're going to go back to the other story there real quick. Here's what it is. Let's see where we're at now. Okay. Yeah, it's like Carter. Okay, yeah, here we go. So prosecutors said that Tracker then ran in front of the store and continued firing at the main suspects, including this piece of shit Carter guy. As he was seated in the back of one of the stolen vehicles, said people have a right to stand your ground and protect themselves if anybody breaks into your home or your business, said Denai Township Police Chief Jeff Bryn told Fox 19. Said, but as far as when somebody is fleeing away from you, in this case driving away, it's a little hard to say that you're obviously protecting yourself on the driving away. Again, it shouldn't matter, dude. And that, again, this is a problem when you have different things for different states. If this same exact thing, let's go ahead and take the equation out of this, or the fact the guy was a felon under disability and stuff out of the equation here. If this happened at a store in Texas and that dude was legitimately armed and he fired at fleeing suspects, would not fucking matter, dude. Because he wouldn't be charged. But yet, because it's happened in Ohio, he is being charged for that. Also, the fact he's already, prohibited and stuff like that. But again, it goes back to something I've talked about before. Democrats out there who are state reps here in Ohio, your stupid fucking gun laws don't matter, you anti-gun fuckers, because people like this are still going to arm themselves, you fucking assholes. And until they get caught doing something like this, they're going to be fucking in possession of a firearm. It's as simple as that, guy. Anyways, his prosecutor's office indicted Carter on 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of burglary, and 1 count of possession of criminal tools. This dude faces a maximum possible sentence of life imprisonment with possibility of parole after 15 years convicted of all charges. How the fuck? What the fuck, man? Again, this dude should be getting the death penalty right now at the age of 19, man. He's getting charged with 2 counts of murder, which obviously won't be felony murder rule at that point, because one of his buddies that got killed is what it was in the whole, while they were committing multiple felonies in the state of Ohio here. Plus 2 counts of burglary, plus 1 count of possession of criminal tools. Yet could get out in 15 years. What the hell kind of justice system is in my state right now, dude? Seriously. Like, this is why we need fucking firing squads to start part of death penalty in the state, dude, honestly. For real. You live by the gun, you die by the gun kind of thing is what it is there, man. Anyways, following the chaotic scene, prosecutor's office said that, okay, that makes more sense. Yes, following the chaotic scene, prosecutors said, office said that, that Tony guy and his 21-year-old brother, Malik, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce his fucking name. Malaya, attempted to disable the store security system and remove all shell casings. So that's your tampering with evidence charges then. Yeah, that wasn't smart, man. Like, that was really fucking stupid. Yeah, so the younger guy was indicted on 2 counts of tampering with evidence there. Yeah, that was not smart there, buddy. That was not smart, M. Yeah, that's some like Antifa shit, honestly, dude. Like, and it makes sense why they were trying to do that, obviously, because, you know, again, you had the older brother who had the firearm, was prohibited from having a firearm and still used one anyways, what it was there. So you're basically trying to, you know, get rid of fucking evidence that would be like, oh yeah, we shot at these people, is what it was there. Which is stupid, because it's like, dude, obviously in that area, people were going to hear that shit. Like, there'd be more than enough evidence of, like, bullet holes and stuff like that in various places. Like, again, we're not talking about the sharpest tools in the shed here, I think is what it is, man. So, I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't defend this guy after all, for that matter, man. Like, yeah, it kind of makes sense why he was an adjudicated teenager. Then if that be the case, because he probably did some more criminal shit like this, honestly, when he was like in his fucking like late teens, is what I'm guessing, honestly, dude. That Tony guy, where it was probably like having weapons at that point then or something as a teenager or something, dude. Actually, maybe that's what it was. Maybe he had like a stolen firearm at like 17 or something. That would make sense, actually. Which, again, in this situation, didn't say that was a stolen firearm he used, though. It just said he had one, is what it was. So it could have been something where it was like a private sale kind of thing or something like that. People just didn't, you know, look into the guy to be like, oh, you're or even ask him questions about like, hey, you're a pervert person. He's like, no. Okay, here you go. So, actually, truthfully, if you look at it from that perspective of things, because it actually said 2 different disability counts on that one, so he probably had 2 different guns, actually, for that matter. So it could have been something where you bought 2 guns at private sales, and then it would basically go back on those people who were selling to him, actually, if not mistaken, at one point. Like, there could possibly be more charges in this situation, actually, because of that reasoning, dude. Where it could be the cops later on, like, a couple months down the road here or whatever, in 2024, you hear, like, more on the story or whatever the case being. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, more people charged in this thing or whatever for selling this guy or something like that. So, yeah. And again, that being said, I don't know if they really could charge him as what it is, because going back to the whole thing, if you're smart about it, you know, you will do like bill of sale kind of thing is what it is there. And it's like, yeah, man, like I didn't have any idea this guy was a primitive person and stuff like that. I'd ask him the question if he was, and then he said he wasn't. So, you know, like you really can't. And that's the thing, like unless you're gonna look somebody's fucking name up and like sit there and Google search their ass or whatever the case be, in like databases for like criminal activity. But even then, it wouldn't even matter because the guy's past was as a teenager and stuff like that. So it could have been like sealed juvenile record and stuff like that. So it might not even come up for that matter, dude, because he wasn't an adult at the time or whatever the case be. So, yeah, it's hard to say. Like, it's almost your damn if do, damn if don't kind of thing is what it is, man. So, either way, it'll be interesting to see if anything more comes out of that, though, if that be the case, though. So, anyway. So you had this dumbass help his brother try to remove shell casings and disable the security system for the store is what it was. So according to local media, 2 people called 911 to report the shooting. First caller reported a disturbance, saying she could hear a woman screaming. The other identified himself as the shop owner. Said, do you know who shot them? 911 operator asked. My worker, the caller said. He was protecting himself. The guy broke into the store. Authorities also arrested 3 teens, 2 males, 15 and 17 years old, and a 16-year-old female days after the incident after receiving anonymous tips. Said all 3 faced murder and burglary charges, although they were reportedly not involved in Johnson's death. Yeah, so that's felony murder rule stuff is what it is on that one, dude. So 16-year-old female, 17-year-old also faced stolen property charges. So prosecutors say 3 juvenile suspects were previously charged and awaiting transfer from juvenile court. So, dude, this is some fucking Officer Shane Bartek murder shit right here is what this is, dude. Seriously. The bitch in that situation, I'm trying to remember what that girl's name is now. I gotta look it up now if that be the case, because I know I'm gonna say it wrong is what it is. So for those who don't know, it was New Year's Day, or sorry, New Year's Eve, or did it happen? I'm trying to remember now. It was either New Year's Eve or it was into New Year's Day that it happened. You had a guy in Cleveland named Officer Shane Bartek, who was a cop there in Cleveland, killed, and you had this dumb bitch who was the one who killed him, and she was literally trying to steal his car. Is what it was there. Yeah, Tamara McLeod is who it is. This fucking piece of shit girl, dude. This piece of shit female, Tamara McLeod, who is. Go ahead and pull this picture of this dumb bitch right here. This girl right here is what it is. She was already a multi-time felon as a 16, 17-year-old teenager and stuff in the state of Ohio, dude. Where she and a bunch of her friends had gone to rob like pizza joints and a bunch of other stuff. But yet they kept letting her off and letting her get back out and make bail and shit like that as a juvenile instead of charging her as an adult multiple times before. This is what it was. Only to have her then escalate the shit and kill this cop who was off duty at the time to basically steal his car. And then she ended up other people caught more charges on that one too, for that matter, because you had him have her basically give it to some other dude, and that dude basically catching like stolen property charges and stuff like that is what it was there. So anyway, yeah, it's just a bunch of disgusting stuff is what it is, man, for real. But let's see, where the hell was I at now? Okay, going back to the rest of that story though. Yeah, we got hang on a sec, I just realized something I gotta go do some stuff right now because I don't know if my thing is active right now. You know the other one is, but I need to check the one here what it is. Because I just realized it's after 3 o'clock, so. And those shields only last for about 8 hours in this game. So I want to make sure that I have an active one since we're in a kill event right now. Don't want to get my shit killed off is what it is there. But anyway. All right, let's see here. Okay, how many hours is left on this one? 4, so that'd be about 40 minutes or so. Okay, we're still good then. Yeah, we're still got about 40 minutes or so for that one then. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, so going back to what I was saying then with this whole situation. So you had what sounds like 6 or 7 suspects in here that were all part of this whole thing that all wanted to do some criminal shit. Here's what it was, man. So, I don't know if I'm screen sharing or not right now. Getting stupid for some reason. Yeah, it took a weird turn. Where the hell are you people? Oh, they're all down here. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump down there and then hop on this real quick. Hang on, I'm trying to do game stuff right now for half a minute here because I want to get my last couple of things in before the reset happens in a couple hours. Here's what it will be. So. So jump on that one, and to jump on this one. My last guys will be. But anyway, so like I said, going back to that situation though, there. So you have these people who want to fuck around, and then they obviously going to find out eventually what it is, man. And like I said, the real problem is you have prosecutors in the state of Ohio who are not prosecuting properly, is what it is, honestly. They will let these little punk asses off with like next to nothing, is what it is. And then you fucking wonder why you got people who are willing to like kill each other for fucking nothing, is what it is, man. Like, it's not that hard to figure out, man, honestly. Like, that's the real issue right now entirely in this state right now, is what it is, man. You got these people who are just like, oh yeah, let's do this thing or that thing, whatever the case be, instead of just being like, no, man, like, fuck all y'all. So yeah, like you're just incentivizing worse criminals at the end of the day, is what it is, by not prosecuting them to begin with as the full extent of the law. It's like that, like the 19-year-old in that situation. The guy gets 2 fucking murder charges, and yet could be eligible in 15 years now. This guy could be out before 2040, for God's sakes. Like, what the hell kind of justice system is that, man? It's fucking insane is what it is. That's the entire problem right now. So, anyway. This is not one tough. Huh. It's just not want to work at all now. What the hell? Crazy, man. Son of a bitch. I may have to jump off for like 10 seconds and then jump back in. Here's what it is. Like, reset. So. Okay. Hopefully I can do this now. Okay, so that's not up there right now. But it is allowing me to do it again, so that's good. Okay, so here we go. Alright, should be able to pull this window back up now. Okay, there we go. Alright. So yeah, it said, let's see where we're at now in the situation. Yeah, so looking at me as people called cops. One was a woman, and the other one was a guy saying Mark shot him, broke in. So the authorities arrested 3 other teenagers, 2 males, 15, 17, and a 16-year-old female. Said all 3 faced murder charges. Stolen property, prosecutor said juvenile suspects were previously charged and awaiting transfer from juvenile court. Johnson's 20-year-old brother, Elijah, was reportedly later charged with felonious assault for allegedly shooting a woman in her 20s at a vigil held for his sibling. So okay, so what they're telling us in this situation is this fucking okay, what's that kid's name there is what it was. Gotta go back to find the names. Here's what it is. Travis Johnson, brother Isaiah. So you got the 16-year-old named Travis Johnson who was killed in the situation back in October. His idiot brother Isaiah killed a woman in her 20s at the vigil for his ass. So yeah, this seems like a real fucking great family, dude. Real fucking great family. Yeah, there you go. October 23rd, 2023. Brother of teen killed in smoke shop shooting faces charges and separate shooting at the vigil. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I want to see if I can find a photo of this Isaiah Johnson guy now. I was hoping they'd pull one up here, but I don't think they will. So let me go ahead and just see if I can get one myself. Here's what it is now. Yeah, 16-year-old dead. His brother is behind bars after 2 shootings at the same smoke shop within 24 hours of each other. Okay, so less than a fucking day after his brother gets shot and killed for being a criminal, this stupid motherfucker shows up to the shop for a vigil and kills some other woman. You can't make this shit up, dude. Cincinnati is a fucking Democrat hell pocket. You cannot make this shit up, man. Like, my God, bro. Like, how long have I been in the story now? Like 30 minutes or something, dude? Like, I swear to God, like every 5 seconds, this shit gets even more insane is what it is. Like, the further we go, the more fucking crazy this gets, actually. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, let's see here. I want to see what this, if they show this fucking guy now is what it is. See, Isaiah Johnson, Cincinnati, Ohio. I just want to see if they give me images here. Okay, so that's an obituary for the guy. That's the problem when you got a kind of a common name like that. It'll pop up like 20 different Isaiah Johnsons, what it is here. So, not sure if any of these are that guy or not. Let's see if they give me the one in this one, though. Oh, here we go. This is what the guy looks like then. That guy looks for sure like light mix is what it is then. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by that then, dude. I would say, truthfully, this dude could probably pass for white, but he looks like he's definitely like a mix of like white and then like maybe like black or like Latino or something. So, yeah, he definitely looks mixed race though, for sure, especially with that hair. Yeah, let's see. It said Delhi Township Police say they arrested a man in connection with a shooting that occurred Friday at the same shopping center where a fatal shooting happened less than 24 hours before that. Police say that they arrested 20-year-old Isaiah Johnson after a 20-year-old female was shot in a car while in the parking lot of the VIP smoke shop at that place. Said officers were called to the area early Friday morning for an intruder who was killed inside the smoke shop while breaking into the closed business. Police say that they called around 10:20 p.m. Friday for reports of another shooting. It said while en route, they were informed that someone drove the victim from the VIP smoke shop parking lot to the dollar store parking lot located at up the street from the smoke shop. Said police say victim was taken to a local hospital after suffering a gunshot wound to the chest. Her condition is unknown at the time. This was back in October this year. So earlier this evening, there was a vigil for a male who was killed inside the smoke shop. Officers say the argument occurred, which led to a second shooting. Said Johnson then fled in a black Dodge Caravan, later spotted by Cincinnati police. Suspect then fled into a home. So they're trying to play fucking home baseball. She was one of his there dudes. And officers say a SWAT team was then called, and they resolved the matter peacefully. So detectives then interviewed Johnson. He was then arrested and booked by Hamilton County Justice System Center. Said police say he faces one count of felonious assault. Shouldn't he be facing attempted murder too, for that matter, dude? Like, what the fuck? Or if she died, shouldn't he be facing murder charges on that one as well? Like, damn, dude. Yeah. Officers say they did not know if the two shootings were related. Of course they were, dude, because again, like they said now, he was at a fucking vigil for the brother, or whatever the case be. And he went like he got into it with some chick or whatever the case be, and some fucking girl got shot. That's what it was. Like, God, like again, this situation is just so fucked up, man. Like, this is Ohio for you, man. Like, it can't just be like a clear fucking cut, like, winners, losers kind of thing. It's like everybody involved is just like not good people. That's what it sounds like in the situation, dude. Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy, crazy shit, man. Anyway, going back to the other article, though, for that whole thing, which was the local bonds thing for the $1 million bond thing. Yeah, so Tony was charged with 5 counts of felonious assault. So 5 counts. There was at least 5 suspects in that situation. 2 counts of having weapons of disability. 1 count of tampering with evidence would be trying to get. So okay, so that's what's interesting to me, right? So it says one count of tampering with evidence. So it makes me wonder, like, was it Tony or was it his brother or both that were trying to do away with the shell casings at the scene, or was it both of them trying to disable the store surveillance camera and stuff like that, the security system and shit? Because that would actually make more sense if he got one or the other, not both, obviously. Whereas his brother, who is the pedo stash looking dude, there is what it is. That guy got 2 counts because he was basically trying to disable the security system and collect shell casings, what it was there. So honestly, looking at these two though, like these guys both look like, especially the older one that did the shooting and stuff there, he looks kind of creepy, honestly, man. Like, not even gonna lie, like he looks like he could be the kind of guy that like all the stuff I mentioned before about like it being like potentially having like guns underage or whatever the case be, or anything else like that. Maybe he wasn't adjudicated teen because he was actually like trying to fuck like young girls and stuff, for all I know. Because this guy kind of does remind, like the guy in the middle there does kind of remind me of the kind of guy that will be arrested in like child sex things in this state, honestly, like several times over. So I don't know, man. It could be anything, honestly. I don't know. Like I said, it probably was something where he just had like, where he probably was just like involved in like wrong crowd or whatever kind of thing in his teens or something like that and beat the shit out of somebody would be my guess, honestly. Or it could very well be something like that where he just walked around with a stolen firearm at the age of 17, 16, whatever it was there. Because again, if he lived in Cincinnati his entire life, that place is a entire fucking shithole, dude. So it's like, yeah, I would like to be like, that's the thing, man. If I was a teen growing up in that fucking city, dude, I'd be wanting to be armed too, for that matter, for God's sakes. Because fuck that place, dude. Seriously. So I could easily see it being something like that if that'd be the case then, man. But anyway, doesn't really matter. All right, let's see here now. Okay, so we got that thing about them butch-calling. Dude was living in the place. Yeah, her glass break. Shot at the teens there. Suspects were in stolen cars, and Johnson was fatally shot after getting into the back of one of the vehicles. Okay, that makes sense then. Is what that Powers woman said there. It says Tony and his brother are accused of trying to disable a smoke shop security system and remove all shell casing once suspects took off. So when Carter made his initial court appearance on December 15th, judge set his bond at $1 million, or more than $1 million. So that would be the black suspect there is what it was that did all the shit, claiming murder two people is what it was there. Or get charged with 2 murders what it was there. It says attorney, however, told judge their client was the victim. No, he fucking wasn't. No, he wasn't. The dude literally took all of his fucking buddies that night and tried to break in to a vape shop. Literally had criminal tools in hand to break the fucking glass, etc. there, dude. Is now being charged with 2 counts of murder and a bunch of counts of other shit, for that matter. For doing all kinds of criminal stuff. He wasn't a victim of nothing, dude. He was a fucking perpetrator who you're now trying to play victim mentality bullshit with, lady. Fuck you. I can only, like I said lady, obviously, because I can only assume his stupid ass fucking attorney, some dumb bitch is what it is there, man. There you go. Carter was shot 3 times with bullets, barely missing his spine, which could have paralyzed him. He should have been fucking paralyzed. You should be dead in the fucking ground at this point, honestly, over the whole thing. It says 19-year-old could spend life in prison with a chance to be paroled if he's convicted of all charges. Like I said, 115 years old to be there. Said another 3 suspects, all minors, were also charged in connection with a break-in. 2 males, 15 to 17, 6-year-old female. Minors are awaiting bind over from the juvenile court to the adult system. Okay, so at least they're charging these people as adults. Would it be then? Good. They need to, man. Like I said, in a just world right now, all the fucking people that broke into that place will get felony murder across the board. Will get death penalty sentences in the state, honestly. And I'm not talking about they're going to wait 10, 15, 20 years to be killed, man. We're just going to fire squad them all tomorrow is what it be then. That's how it should be, honestly. Legitimately, man. And be done with the fucking shit. So, yeah. I do appreciate, though, that the prosecutor woman, that Melissa Powers woman there, even said, like, hey, if you're going to break into a place, expect to get shot. So it's like, yeah, exactly. But then you're like, oh, we're going to prosecute the guy because he was fucking, a felon, basically, as a teenager himself, if that'd be the case then. So, yeah, it's kind of fucking retarded, man. It really is, honestly. So, like I said, this story gets even more insane, dude. Like, the longer we looked at it, man. So... Ah, shit, man. British actor Tom Wilkinson, known for Full Monty and Michael Clayton, dies at the age of 75. That's too bad. I recognize that guy's face from some stuff. I just can't remember what. It wasn't the Full Monty, by the way. It was other stuff. It might have been Batman Begins, actually, that I'm thinking of him from. That's too bad, though. So... Okay, so actually going on this article here, back to that Ohio story again, you have, where's it at here now? Okay. Yeah, it says 19-year-old Carter was arrested in Cincinnati Thursday morning and charged with murder and burglary All started back in October when police said he and several teenagers were accused of trying to break into VIP smoke shop, leading to the store manager opening fire on them. Travis Johnson, 16, died at the scene. Police previously arrested 3 teenagers and charged them with murder. Police did not identify suspects, but listed them as a 15-year-old male, 16-year-old female, and 17-year-old male. All 3 of the teenagers have been charged with murder in the teen's death. Okay, so yeah, felony murder rules, so I'm talking about there. So the 15-year-old was also charged with burglary and auto theft, while the other 2 suspects were charged with burglary and receiving stolen property. Interesting. Like I said, man, fucking Kia boys. Fucking Kia boys everywhere. Bunch of shit, man. Anyway, going back full circle, though, for the next 5 minutes or so here before we finish off today's episode, we're going to talk about the Chipotle story again with the female worker getting her ass kicked for some fucking chicken is what it was. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, again, why are we not charging people to full extent of law at this point, dude? Like, why are people not stepping up and just taking out the fucking trash what it is, man, honestly? Yeah, going back to some of the comments here, we got Red Wave Press said, "Welcome to America, where you get beat up for not giving someone enough chicken. They should be prosecuted full extent of the law, but I fear that they will get off easy." What he's talking about is these 2 pieces of crap right here is what it is. Yeah, probably. Probably will. I'm sure the fucking lawyer of this dumb bitch and her idiot fucking boyfriend are going to be like, "Oh, but they're just victims. They're the fucking victims in this situation, you know? Oh, they just wanted some extra chicken on their fucking burritos." Man, fuck y'all. Seriously. Y'all got me fucked up, man. For real. Anyway, this person here said, "This is too common nowadays. What is with people attacking fast food workers?" Exactly. Somebody else said, "A story with an ending. So sick of seeing thugs assault people and never know what happened to the perpetrators. Need more stories with consequences to them." Yeah, exactly. This person said, "This is where we're at. Absolute state of society. Pathetic." Yep. Somebody else said, "Entitlement has caused so much damage. That and other issues currently happening in the country and world." Yep. Let's see. This Joshua guy said, "They'll be out in a week. No punishment for behavior or actions like this in modern America. A film, disorderly conduct is all they'll likely firm disorderly conduct." I don't think so, though, man. I don't think so. I disagree with what he's saying there. They might have their shit, like, charged down or whatever, but most likely it could be very well that they actually get what's coming to them on that one for the whole first, second degree battery and assaults and stuff like that is what it would be then. So you got this person say, "Believe we need to not only mass deport all illegal aliens in America, but also a certain portion of our more, quote, diverse citizens." Let's see. Go ahead and pull that one back up so I can actually read it here properly. That's what I'm reading right here. Yeah, it said, "Mass deport all illegal aliens, certain portion of more diverse citizens. If your response to any obstacle is violence, then you need to go. This is not racism at this point. It's just truth." Yeah, I would say that's very true, honestly, man. 100% across the board. So, let's see, somebody else said 2-on-1 should present aggravating circumstances, charge and sentence accordingly. Like I said, it should be attempted murder, honestly, dude, for real. It should have been attempted murder charges, legitimately. Because they were trying to kill this girl, is what it was, dude. So, actually, this Pulse point here says, "How do we fix lack of morality and ethics in society? This behavior is unacceptable." Well, I mean, if you go back to the founding of this country, our founding fathers used to hang people in public squares. So there was that, Am I saying that should happen again? Maybe, maybe not. But it would sure serve a fucking point, dude. Like, it sure as shit would be like, hey, if nothing else, like, and this is something also that was in our founding days of this country as well, and even before that, back in, the 1600s, etc., back in, jolly old England, etc., there's what it was. We used to have things called the stock and pillory treatment, where they would put people into stocks and pillories, which doesn't know what that is, actually. The stock thing would be, trying to think now. It's two different things, actually. I'm trying to remember if the pillory thing was the thing with the arms, and then the stock was the legs, or it was the opposite of that thing. But yeah, either way, it was basically your head and your arms, your hands and stuff like that would be in the thing. You'd be down like that, and you would be locked into place. And then the pillory part would be something where they would actually create a different variation where it would be further down. So where the pillory, it would be around like your calf muscle area, and you would be locked into place like that. Then you'd have like the other thing put like this, so you'd be like in a weird position. Doubly is what it would be there. And then back then, you'd have people like throw shit at you, like literal fucking horse shit. Essentially, is what it would be then. And you'd be humiliated for days on end. That's what it would be there, if not weeks, in the pouring rain, all conditions and stuff like that. Then, so yeah, maybe that's what we need right now. Honestly, something like that again, dude. You know, just let people literally sit outside in fucking 20-degree weather or something like that for a day or two. And if they die of hypothermia or whatever the case be, or frostbite, okay, good. That's what they're going to be doing for the shit right now. If they're going to be all kind of criminals, or they're going to be trying to kill people with fucking beaten to death over fucking chicken and shit, dude. Like, yeah, maybe that's what we need to have at this point, honestly, man, for real. So, yeah, this person here said, hope the employee gets help from Chipotle. Not talking about $10 gift card either. Oh, I guarantee they won't, dude. Chipotle ain't going to pay their bills on that one. They honestly, what I would say on that one, honestly, that female employee and her family need to sue the fuck out of Chipotle at this point in history, honestly, dude, for creating an unsafe work environment is what it is there, because Chipotle, like many other different fast food places in this country, are considered gun-free zones. And when you have people like that are going to beat the shit out of you when you're trying to leave the fucking business, like, nah, man. You're creating an unsafe work environment entirely. You need to be penalized for that kind of thing with massive lawsuits then. So, anywho. See, going back to the comment section there, it says, Mark Guy said, people need to realize when they are dealing with unstable human, you can't control their emotions. Learn the signs, deal with the situation accordingly. Well, so here's the problem with that, right, though? Because this girl was trying to deal with it accordingly. She was trying to remove herself from that situation and get the hell out of there and get the hell away from these fucking people. But yet the dude literally steps in her way and knocks her ass to the ground and proceeds to beat the shit out of her, is what it was, dude. Whereas you could have just let her leave, is what it was. Could have just been like, fine, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Or something like that. It would have been fine then. So, yeah, just a bunch of shit entirely, dude. Let's see. This Tom Guy said, why did they blur their faces? Media is always trying to cover for bad actors. Yep, exactly. This chick here said, meanwhile, the FBI is tracking down white supremacists hiding in Catholic churches who attended January 6th. Just attending makes you a racist. Meanwhile, black on white crime is the real problem in America, and culprits go unpunished while feds try to entrap Christians and let's see. Christians and patriots in order to meet their numbers and get bonuses. No wonder they're allowed to drink on the job. They took a vow to protect Americans. Instead, they served the DNC/World Economic Forum. Democrat Nazi Party created this mess. No justice in Biden's America. Nope, there really isn't, honestly. And again, like I said, you got the 2, 3-tiered, 4-tiered justice system, something like that's what it is now. Yeah, bunch of shit, man, entirely. Somebody else here that went by Republic Review said multiculturalism does not work. No, it does not. Like I said, the whole melting pot theory itself was a fucking joke, dude. Like, you can actually look back into the history of this country for that whole thing. And it was during JFK's administration was when that whole terminology came up with, is what it was. Because it's the same exact shit with the whole Statue of Liberty, where it has that whole, thing on it where it talks about, give us your tired, your hungry, or poor, huddled masses, etc. there. That was never on the original statue. That was put on there decades later by some other, powers that should not be, is what it is there, who were trying to basically turn this country into this BS thing, is what it was. Homogenous garbage is what it is in the day, man. And that's the thing, man. That there are cultural clashes, and this is what we're actually seeing with a lot of this black and white violence, or just violence in general, is what it is in this country, perpetrated by non-white citizens. What it is here, where it is, or in that same case, it's also illegal for that matter as well. On that one, they don't have no reason to be, have no literal right to be here in the first place, being illegal in this country. It's these people who want to basically create chaos who can never actually assimilate into a high trust society is what it is. And you know, keep up with this bullshit is what it is, dude. It's like, no, fuck that, dude. Take the fucking trash out. Sweep its ass out of this country entirely. If that means enacting a 23 Amendment Constitution where you have literal permanent expulsion from this nation for certain crimes and stuff, that's what it means, honestly, dude. For real. So, anyway. Let's see here now. Yeah, somebody said, Clown World indeed. Glad the employee is okay. Imagine if they asked for guacamole. That's too much, man. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right now. Yep. Let's see here now. Yeah, that was my thing from earlier. Let's see, we got Ultra Mega Libre said, all this over extra chicken, these sorts of criminals have gotten away with so much, they feel entitled and untouchable based on the color of their skin. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Is what it is anymore. Huh. That's interesting. So the thing I just clicked on, it said potentially dangerous content or whatever. And I clicked on it to like confirm. That's why I clicked on the thing, is what it was there. Because I want to see what it said. It was not dangerous at all, dude. This is what the person said. Said, this is a society left once. This is a federal government in action. Mentally ill men will be encouraged to punch women. Of course, that's how 2024 starts in Biden's America. Disgusting. Daily Mail Online. USA Boxing to allow transgender women to compete against female boxers under certain conditions from 2024 after introducing new policy. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. That's like some Fallon Fox UFC shit right there, man. That's what that is. Doesn't know who Fallon Fox is. This was a dude who competed in the UFC years ago and then falsely claimed to be transgender so they could go compete in the female division. Beat the fuck out of some actual biological female and literally fractured her fucking skull in the ring, dude. It's so disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting, man. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one up here, I think. Because this was one of the ones that was said in comments. It sounds like it should be interesting to talk about here. Which is... Pull this up real fast here. That wasn't that one now. Okay, there it is now. Stupid ass thing's not wanting to work properly today. Yes, as one witness said, don't know what was said between Pyle and the victim, but the victim was leaving for home and was chased down from behind by Williams and attacked in the dining room area of the restaurant. Lancaster Police Chief Barry Fale said in a statement, the assault was completely unjustified. Hope the victim has recovered from her injuries. Appreciate help we got from Charlotte PD to identify Williams and Pyle and encourage them to turn themselves in and let the justice system run its course in the case. Yeah, so she was literally leaving. This dude chased after her to fucking like knock her down and beat the fuck out of her, dude. Like, nah, man. Like, that is... Oh, my God, bro. I'm trying to remember. What did they charge these fuckers with again now? Assault and first-degree battery for him. Assault and second-degree battery for her. It should have been aggravated assault immediately on that one, dude. Because you're literally aggravated situation now trying to, like, assault somebody out of nowhere is what it is, or some bullshit. It's fucking disgusting, dude. Yeah, I think this is where we're going to leave off on. Sorry, I was reading some of the comments. Keep going, same one over and over again by different people. So it is there. Then you have this one here. It says, "This is what it has come to?" Question mark. Beating employees who have no authority to quote give them the chicken for free because they don't think they have to pay like everyone else. The businesses are now on the hook to hire security. Customers and employees no longer are safe. Yeah, it's just fucking disgusting, dude. Like I said, and again, standing your ground with a firearm would do well in these kind of situations, dude. Take the fucking trash out. Seriously, man. Yeah, somebody else says, doesn't like that people need extra chicken. They should spend their money on anger management school. That's the problem. They don't have, well, they probably don't have any money, honestly, to be honest with you, dude. That's probably why they went it for free, because it was fucking broke as shit, honestly, is my guess, honestly, like everybody else is. But yeah, like that's the problem, though, to literally resort to beating the fuck out of an employee because they wouldn't give you a fucking extra scoop of shit, dude. Like, fuck you. Like, seriously, man. Like, that's the whole problem with our society right now entirely, dude. Then somebody using the Leonardo DiCaprio meme so that it's them. Look again. Or it's them again. Look. Yep, exactly. Somebody else is saying victim was probably a white woman. Another black and white violence. Again, not sure about the employee race because it doesn't show it. Then you got people just being anti-Semitic fucking douchebags is what it is here. So, report that shit. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. This country is really going to hell in a handbasket, honestly. Seems like quick, fast, and in a hurry anymore. So, oh Jesus fucking Christ! So I was about to end this stream, but then I had to click again on the X to refresh, and sure enough, you got dumb motherfucker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson saying some dumb shit again. Social Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson calling for reparations funding for black Chicagoans to reduce violent crime. Johnson may be the dumbest mayor in American history. During an interview with CNN, he said that city funds must be diverted to reparation programs. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. To solve crime. Quote, I've added $500,000 for restoration and reparations to address the cycle of violence, which looks like school closings, closing of mental health facilities, of which I've invested in. Dude, just resign from office in disgrace as a fucking dipshit and move along with your life, Brandon Johnson. Just let that fucking Paul guy who should be the mayor there become mayor now is what it is. And let Chicago actually get back to being a decent place again with actually hard on crime mayors and like elected officials, what it is there. Not soft on crime pussies like your fucking pussy ass, you fucking pussy ass bitch. Seriously, man. So, yeah, somebody said reparations have already been paid by the 360,000 soldiers who died fighting to end slavery. Exactly. Let's see here now. Then you got, where's that here? Old School Eddie saying everyone's looking for payday today for something that never happened to them. Both slaves and slave owners have been dead for a long time. Leave it that way and move on. We are not responsible for our ancestors' sins. Here's the thing, right? My ancestors weren't even fucking here during slave times. They didn't migrate into this country until they went through Ellis Island in the early 1900s is what it was there, man. When they were literally persecuted out to places like Poland so that they would not be killed by motherfuckers like Lenin, who took over a couple years after that. That's one thing I found here in the last 5 years, actually. My Polish ancestors from my mom's side, they literally lived in Poland, lived on a small farm there is what it was, kept getting kidnapped by Russian forces leading up to Lenin's takeover of the country is what it was there. That led to the whole, World War shit and stuff like that. There's what it was. And a lot of more or less stuff like that's what it was there in general and whatnot. And you had, like I said, Russian forces would kidnap them at night. A couple days would go by, a couple weeks would go by, whatever it was there. Not even sure how long the timeline was or whatever, but it was either days or weeks though, for that matter. And then you proceeded to have Polish forces come around to like check on the farms and stuff is what it was back then, because they were pretty close to the border is what it was there. Find they were missing, go over the fucking Russian-Polish border there, find my fucking family, our ancestors there, take them back over to the Polish side, rescue them from the kidnappings is what it was there, and bring them back. And I guess this happened several times where they finally like wised up and were like, we're getting the fuck out of this country and going to America. So, yeah. And other people from my other ancestors and stuff like that, none of them were here, by the way, before, it was like 1900 specifically is what it was there. So I've only been on, my family's ancestry has only been in this country for about 123 years, give or take. So that's still a long time, by the way, though, but it wasn't back like, Civil War times is what it was there. So, yeah. I had nothing to do with slavery. My ancestors nothing to do with slavery. You can go fuck yourselves. If anything, people should be getting paid as people like me, honestly, because looking back into my Irish ancestors' legacies 400 or 500 years ago, dude, 400 to 500 years ago, they were fucking white slaves, dude. Legitimately. So if people want to talk about reparations, let's talk about the fucking white Irish ancestors of people like myself, where we should be getting paid for our ancestors being fucking slaves, dude. And until you want to do that, shut the fuck up, Brandon Johnson, and the rest of you fucking racist pieces of shit in fucking country's history right now. If you want to give up your entire fucking paycheck from the mayoral ship there, buddy, to cover the reparations costs of random fucking residents, go ahead, dude, but fuck you for trying to take money out of the fucking system to do it, douchebag. You fucking asshole. Fucking Democrats love to spend the people's money is what it is, dude, every single time. Every single fucking time across the board right now. So, anyway. That being said, that's where we're at for the day. I didn't expect it to be 2 hours, honestly. I really didn't. I really expected to go almost 2 hours. Here's what it was. So I might be back tonight. I might not be back tonight. What we might do actually is tomorrow, since it is going to be New Year's Eve, we might just do like a New Year's Eve show or cast or whatever the case be, and do like a New Year's Eve review or something, if that be the case. Because I don't know if Honda's going to do a show or not. I know the reason apparently he hasn't done one for a couple weeks now is because he's been sick, I guess. He thinks he has white lung. I don't know if he does or not. But it definitely has something is what it is right now. It could honestly just be like seasonal COVID at this point for all the fuck we know. Which is hitting him harder is what it is from like various variants and stuff like that, dude. So, anyway. But yeah, he's been real sick lately, I guess. And I don't know if he's good enough to be back for tomorrow or not, though. But if he's not, like, I might just do a takeover chat and just do like a, New Year's Eve chat or something like that. If that'd be the case then. So, I'm not sure about the time, though, right now is what it is. So, I have to get back to you guys on that one and let you know, and just post up something is what it'll be then for the thing. Then is what it'll be. So, but anyway, yeah. Other than that, though, shit's getting crazy, man. It really is. Like I said, and like I said, going back to that Ohio story here with all the people in Cincinnati there, dude, like literally like every turn that we took in that whole like half hour or so talking about that, it just seemed like every couple of minutes it got more crazy and just got crazier and crazier. And now it's just like, Jesus. So yeah, just wild shit, man, for sure. People be fucking nuts. I'm gonna say it like that right now. People are fucking insane. And it really is as simple as that. So anyway. But yeah, other than that, though, that's about it for today. I will see you guys in the next one. Whenever that may be. I don't really know right now. Honestly, I really do not. But it'll be sometime in the near future, though, for sure. And we will be doing whatever until then. So have a great rest of your holiday season. Make sure to always, always be carrying wherever you go, because you never know if some crazy motherfucker is going to want to murk you out, man. Over some fucking chicken or anything else for that matter. So, anyway. Your life is way more important than theirs is. If they choose violence, so be it. They want to live by the sword, they can die by the sword. And it's really as simple as that. Have a good one, y'all. Later.